Woo!
Yeah.
See how excited I am? I thought we were going to do the lav mics tonight. You couldn't figure them out?
Oh, they're charging.
Wop. Well, he only had 2 weeks. I mean, it's not like he had time.
Well, as you guys can see, we changed up the studio look and feel again here.
What's up?
We got it. We
It
got it.
feels and looks better though.
It does. We're getting some new lighting worked out, some new things worked out, and eventually we're going to have it kind of solidified. We'll have some backdrops built and some new cool stuff. I think we're going to put a TV screen down below where the Stevens Marine banner is, where we can kind of rotate all the sponsors of the show on the TV screen. We got some ideas, but it's going to take us a while to come to fruition.
Coming at you in 2022.
Because we were in Michigan steelhead fishing.
Yeah, we weren't doing
Somebody's
it.
got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
I thought it was very important. Did you have a fun trip?
Oh, dude. Yeah. That was awesome. That was a good trip.
It was killer.
Good trip. Couldn't have worked out any better, too. Started a little slow and just got right
I just
to where
gotta
every
say-
one of our videos always happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Or movies.
And
or
I
anything.
must say, the best part of the whole week was our guides only froze up for one morning.
Yeah.
That was it.
We hit
We
the
scored on the weather, man. The week before we got there was 8 degrees. The rivers actually thawed out the days we got there.
Yep.
Like we had to go check to see if we could actually even get
Basically,
in the water.
we landed and the ice broke and said, "Here you go." Yeah. It's like, let's do
Still
it.
had heaven.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, thanks to all the people out there that support us, and we're so happy and kind that we were out there filming.
And then the other
Having
good thing
fun,
is we
enjoying
brought
a
the
great
nice
state.
weather right back with us.
Yes.
Yes. It's damn near
that
60
freaking-
degrees.
Dude, I think we're all you and I are both rosy cheeks and a little time outside today, didn't we?
No, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, that's why.
Just kidding. No, it was beautiful. I was running the jet boat in a straight up t-shirt today.
Oh, jeez.
I was kind of worried about it. I thought I was probably gonna get cold, but it was fantastic out there. So, other than the weather, what's fishing like? We're talking springers today, but we got an update on some.
Yeah,
other
we're going to
stuff.
be talking
Did
some
you go?
springers.
You had to do wifey time.
I haven't gone fishing since I'm at home yet. I will.
Underachiever.
I will be going.
Wow.
We're
I'm
playing
gonna go-
catch up.
Peasant.
I'm going to try to
You
go.
don't own an air fryer or go fishing?
Dude, I had literally so many emails in my email inbox when I came home. It was disgusting.
I do not envy you at all.
It
I
was
can only
disgusting.
imagine. Poor guy.
So, yeah, that's what I was doing. But it's all right. It was worth it. We got some killer videos. We're excited to bring them to everyone. We'll have them out hopefully in a few
Well,
weeks.
what a beautiful state Michigan was, too.
Yeah.
The whole time, I think my favorite part was just being blown away. In the rivers especially, it would have been weird to live there 60 years ago, 50 years ago when there wasn't fishing there. And had been to the Northwest. Because everywhere we fished looked like it should have salmon and steelhead. You know?
There was probably trout. I mean, certain trouts and stuff in there. Browns. And
I'm not sure what the real evolution of it was.
Too. Yeah.
But, yeah.
It would be weird though to not know. Like
It's
it
so
seems like
fishy.
they're so built for salmon and
Yep.
steelhead for sure.
Very, very fishy area.
It was awesome.
So.
Well, you guys know the drill. We're going to give you guys an opportunity to win a prize pack here. I haven't actually gone and gotten the prize pack dug out yet, but I'll do that here in a second. But we're going to give you guys an opportunity to win a prize pack. Do us a huge favor. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video. Share it out to family and friends. Text message it to people on YouTube if you guys want to come join us tonight. We're going to be talking some spring Chinook. We got Eric Swanson in the house. He's already been out, I think, doing a couple little shakedown trips
He's already
for
caught
springers.
like 4.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Maybe he has.
Smells.
He's in there saying, I wish. I wish.
No.
He's like, shut up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that first meal. Oh.
Springer
It
catching
sounds so
cooks.
good right
Springer
now.
catching cooks in the future.
Oh.
One quick announcement. I've gotten the question a million times, so hopefully we can answer it here on the live feed. Unfortunately, this year, everyone, we will not be attending the Portland Sportsman Show. The date, everything was so kind of shaky at the time when they were trying to figure out the dates. When they were trying to figure out if it was even going to be able to happen or not, and we were kind of like thinking like there's no way in hell it's going to happen. And then they ended up pushing the dates back to March, which is like late March, which, as you know, Cameron and Eric and Popoff and all these guys are going to be springer fishing out in the Big River that time. And so we're not going to attend this year. But to make it up, we are going to be doing a huge spring drop of apparel. So all the cool stuff that you would normally get at the Sportsman Show, we're going to drop it online. We're going to have all sorts of new hats, sweatshirts, some really sick new custom lures, custom flashers.
Fishing gear?
Custom fishing gear, all sorts of cool new things.
Well, and even too, this is a side note, but as far as like 2 of the McLaughlin trade shows, we want to show our support, and it's obviously a weird time to be doing any sort of trade show, and they're trying to do their best. So even if you guys don't go, I mean, buy
I'm still
tickets.
gonna go to the show.
Buy tickets, go to the show. We're not going to be there
Yeah.
because as far as how our schedules work out and how the money works out, it's just it's not gonna work for us or any of the guys to make it to the show.
just
But
gonna be hard
go
to
and support
staff.
McLaughlin. And again, even if you don't go, buy a $7 entry pass, $12. And support them so that they can keep this thing afloat till the next year.
Yeah, we all
So
want to.
that's a big part of it.
We all want to be back next year. We're all gonna be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back in
Tired
a
of this
heartbeat.
nonsense.
We'll be back in a heartbeat. As long as they give me my same
Yeah.
spot.
Sportsman shows up one of the
And
best
if not,
times
we'll
of the
do our
year.
own sportsman show.
Last year especially
Yeah,
was so much
I love the
fun.
Sportsman Show.
It was so much fun. So many awesome guys and gals that came out. It's just a huge bummer to not be going and doing it this year. Feels
But-
so weird because it's right when COVID started really hitting hard last year.
Yeah, because
That was
our
right
the
after.
Portland show
No
made
mask,
it, and like
no
the
nothing.
Redmond show and some of the other ones
Got
like
canceled.
They
Yeah.
set up for the show and got canceled like
Yeah.
the day before. So it
We'll be
obviously,
back next year.
It's a fluid situation.
And I just wanted to, I've gotten tons of messages, and I've seen some comments in the last few live feeds about it, so I wanted to let you guys kind of know that won't be there this year. But maybe you'll see us walking around. We might be walking around in the show 1 or 2 days. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see how it pans out.
With the Santa suit and a bag full of goodies.
Yeah. Another quick update. You guys have been asking for, we had a ton of our Sink It jigs out of stock on the website and a ton of our different worm colors. Everything almost is restocked now, so there's all sorts of Sink It jigs. There's a lot of the worms back in stock. We got a bunch
I
of...
stole a couple cases.
Yeah, Cam already went in there and got some for
Went shopping
himself.
already.
So there's also the red and white, which everyone loves. That's one of the killer jigs, is back in stock, unless these guys just bought them all, which I don't know.
I was going to
Maybe
say, I
might
still
have.
haven't fished one yet this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
But
because you guys...
ton of new stuff back in stock. There's some new beanies on the website, some new different hats and stuff. So if you guys want to go buy some Addicted stuff, we would appreciate it. Shop on the website. You guys can see the website right there in the corner of the screen. So
Cam, how was the center?
I was
How
very,
was
I
the
was
pin,
very
man?
centered.
Oh,
Oh, center pin.
a lot of feng shui.
Uh,
You look like a natural, from my view. You know, that hook set, everything, it just...
right there. You got,
I can hear it. I can still hear it.
You gotta keep pinky out when you said it. Well, it's because you're swinging a 14-foot rod. It's like, got him. Yeah. No, it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
It felt like an achievement for everybody when you finally caught one, too.
I know, like
Because none of us had the gall to do it. One, because we probably couldn't swing 26-foot rod around
one,
the boat.
because I wasn't catching any fish, so there's no way in hell I was going to use a damn center pin rod. You guys are going to see. You guys are going to
Gosh.
see in these videos that
God.
definitely it was a
You
struggle
caught
bus for
plenty.
me the first couple of few
You
days.
caught
We all go through our phases, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's been so many times where Cam didn't catch a damn thing, or I didn't catch a damn thing, or you didn't. And it's just how those trips go sometimes. But we did, though.
We did.
You guys are going to
Yeah,
love it.
it is.
We're excited for it to come out. It'll be
just
a lot of fun.
knowing what we do, like knowing what we've done in the past, and like what we've got, and being there to capture it, and then seeing the end result, like knowing what we captured in Michigan for you guys is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
like
it's-
it's just gonna be cool.
We have some sick stuff. So another thing, we have a special guest that we're going to bring in here via eCam in just a couple minutes. One of our product partners, we've been working with them for a few years. They're launching a couple new products. Actually, they're not launching. They're already out. And I'm super freaking excited about them. One of them's right here in the corner,
I saw
Cam.
one of them. I was eyeballing
And
it. but-
I'm excited
It's really
about it
nice.
just because of the size of it and being able to carry it one-handed. But we're not going to tell you guys what it is yet because we got to get our special guest in here. And I got to get a price back. So I'll be back.
Oh, go get a price pack. Before we get the special guest in, I did see a couple things. We'll touch on some of that steelhead closure stuff, guys. I've seen a couple people commenting on that. Yeah, it just came down today. And then we'll let Eric Swanson come in after our special guest and talk a little bit about some spring Chinook and I do see a lot. I've seen a couple guys asking about plunking this, plunking that, plunking. I
What
think
was
we're
this
gonna
double-
dedicate?
Quick fish plunking thing that I saw with 2 fish on it. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
that can happen.
What was that?
You can do it.
Sorry to cut you. Sorry to
No,
get
no. I
random.
mean, it,
But I just
Sure it's
we were
happened.
talking about it today on the river, and it was this guy had this wire
Mm-hmm.
spreader set up with 2, and he reeled in 2 fish at the same time. Limit. Done.
maybe it was a 3-fish limit. What if it was a 6-fish limit? Where he was at?
Ooh, where's he at?
I don't
No
know.
river names.
But no, we are going to dedicate some time to plunk because that's going to be a big thing. I think as the water levels increase with snow melt off and as the fish go into tributaries, yes.
Total
it's
random
gonna be fun.
question though. Do you think we're gonna get sockeye and stuff like we did last year? Is
They
that
said
do you think that'll be a
150,000.
season?
They said 150,000, but those sockeye, they're kind of
It'll be summer Chinook fishing.
should be. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
possibly. But do you think we're gonna get the brings up the plunking because we did you guys did the episode. It was so much fun, and you got them so good. Does that look like it's gonna be a fishery this year?
Yeah, I think so. It's just not. I mean, it's only gonna be about half of what it was last year. But the good thing is, last year with COVID and people wanting to get out, and they're not, no summer steelhead and no summer chinook. Like everybody went plunking for sockeye, and so it kind of ate up the quota real fast. And
Really fast.
There's a lot more people fishing now. Let's just be honest, and we can see that at every freaking open steelhead river up and down the state. So. Yeah, you're gonna see some
good shit.
you're gonna start seeing some
Great color.
a lot of plunking. I mean, but I think you'll be able to plunk for summer chinook and summer steelhead. And no, I'm not hating on plunking. I actually love plunking. I think it's an absolute blast. I wish I had more time to do it. So no, it's not that. And in the slightest bit. But yeah, I think we'll have a really good summer season.
Yeah.
Good mix. Good mix.
All right,
Nice prize pack, man.
Clint, first prize here. Let's pick a winner for the first prize. As you guys know, the more you guys kind of comment, ask questions, interact with the feed, you have an opportunity to win prize packs. We just randomly select. Do not spam the comments. These guys that sit in here and comment like the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
You're disqualified. We'll ban you.
Tucker Weaver, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it.
So, first winner is going to win an Addicted beanie. Go to Sidecam. This is a fresh beanie.
It's fresh.
I want
Fresh.
that. I need that. I don't
Fresh to death.
Oh, side cam.
Ear. We need the sound buttons up here.
Yeah, so there you guys go.
Oh, yeah.
We
We
do.
got
That'd
the
be
gray on gray Addicted beanie, and we're also going to do an Addicted decal.
Look at that guy. Oh,
Fun. What are you doing
he's
down
got
there?
Decal. Side cam decal.
Don't put it on.
You didn't buy the desk that you were supposed to, Clint, did you? Did you?
Okay, we should get
Sidecam.
him a little school kid one with the flip up thing.
Okay.
Okay, Clint, who's the winner? Who's the winner?
Rando.
Oh my god.
There you go. Smith Bob. It went away, Clint.
Smith Bob.
Smith Bob.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
Smith Bob.
I think
There
his
you
name-
go.
Never heard of him.
Smith Bob, you won yourself an Addicted beanie and an Addicted decal. Please shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, include your address, and let us know that you won the beanie.
Fresh beanie.
And before anyone leaves, make sure you stick with us tonight because at the end of the show tonight, we're going to be picking a winner for a huge prize. A really, really expensive, huge prize that our partner that we got on board here tonight is going to be giving one away.
Cameron Black. Yay! What? Damn it.
Okay, should we bring him
I
in,
don't know what
Clint?
it is yet.
Let's bring him in. There she is.
Hi.
Is she
I was like,
Hey,
can you see
Ashley. What's up? This is how we
Hi,
do it
guys.
here. We just kind of like randomly just instantly bring you in. Just
And
Culture
yeah,
shock.
it's all on you.
I can see that now.
all right, addicts. So if you guys didn't know, this is Ashley with Kong Coolers. We've been working with Kong Coolers for a few years now, and we absolutely love them. They're a local company here in the United States. Where are the Kongs shipping out of now? Isn't it like Ohio?
Atlantic, Iowa now.
Iowa, yeah. But you still have a facility here in Ridgefield, don't you, locally?
Yes, we don't produce the coolers here anymore though, but we keep coolers here. Yes.
Yeah, and that's where we originally met you and kind of knew. We got to go see the factory in Ridgefield and talk about all the cool features of Kong, and we've been with them forever now.
What do you
I
got
still
going
rock
there?
one on the back of my Columbia. For
Yes.
sure.
Bulletproof.
Remember when you lost the one off the side of the
So
boat?
sad. I was so sad.
I heard about that.
Well, everyone out there watching, we thought we'd have Ashley on here because you guys launched some new products, and we haven't really had an opportunity to show the addicts out there these new products. I'm holding one right now on the camera, and we can have Cam go to side cam with it.
Cool.
But I've been excited about this one. I think since the first time I started talking to Kong, I asked you guys, when are you going to make a little bit smaller cooler that we can put on the back of our swim decks? And they have. They've done it. So now Kong has come out with a 20-quart cooler that you can carry one-handed with your strap. It has just the one latch on the front. It still has all the other cool features that, you can use with the tables and the dividers on the sides. Super awesome. Ashley, you want to talk about it a little bit and tell people the vision of this cooler and why you guys decided to come out with a 20 and all that?
Yeah, as you said, you brought it up a long time ago, and other people had the same idea. So we finally just brought it to life this last year we've finally been able to do it. We kind of snuck it in under the radar. We introduced it over I think it was beginning of winter, end of fall, beginning of winter. So we kind of snuck it in there on this site, which is why it's so new to everybody. But everyone wanted a smaller cooler, and we wanted a cooler where you'd be able to, it's very versatile. So you can take it anywhere you need to go and pack it up. It's really easy to pack. But one of my favorite features, it's taller. So I like that you can pack a little extra, anything taller that you're
Put
It's loaf of bread size.
Instantly, my wife was like, "I think I can put a bottle of wine in there."
You 100% can. This hasn't been tested. You definitely can.
You definitely can.
Wasn't making it through.
So the cool thing, guys, before we get too far along, Kong is actually going to offer everyone a discount. So all you addicts out there, Clint's going to roll a discount on the bottom of the screen with a discount code. There it is. You guys, Kong's going to offer 15% off the website. Just use the code ADXLive. So if any of you guys want to get this 20-quart cooler, which I highly recommend, it is absolutely perfect size for a bait cooler. It's going to fit on the back of your, everyone likes to rock their coolers on the back of their swim decks, and it fits perfect.
One thing I'm going to like about this, too, is because it's a little taller, I'm going to be able to put one of these on the back side of the transom to where, my hydraulic steering, because the 25 is great on the back of the boat. I mean, I'll tell some of the other features why the fishermen are going to really like it here in a second, but the size is just 2 inches too big, but I make it work because it's such an awesome cooler and fits. If this thing goes sideways and you go taller, a little more height for your ice and your bait and stuff, this thing's going to...
And then you can
I'm so
put
excited
it the opposite
about it.
way and
Right,
you
it's
have
going to go
more
sideways,
room.
it's going to be perfect. I'll have a little bit more room because I'm getting a little more height out of it. The other big thing, guys, too, for you fishermen out there, because we've all done this, too, Kong always has made their coolers out of a non-porous style plastic. Like some of the other roto-molded coolers use a different kind of plastic that's porous, and you notice when it gets dirty, you get those little black dots on them and stuff like that. Well, those are porous. So how many of you guys out there have forgotten some every now and then? And I can tell you the one, granted I lost one tragically a couple years ago off the back because I was driving 60 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour headwind, and it disappeared. Or it might have disappeared on the freeway, not sure. Either way, it was my fault. But I can tell you, even my one that I've had for the last 3 years, I've stunk it out. I could think of a handful of times. A lot of times, your cooler is always...
Once you get them that bad,
funk.
yeah.
I don't care. You can bleach
One
them.
time, Marlon
You
told
can
me
do
not
them,
to open
they're
my
done.
cooler again.
Right, they're done. But one thing I've
Not
noticed with the Kongs is that it doesn't happen. And I've got a Kong 110, a 70, and a 25 from the back swim deck. And they're the best fisherman coolers, best boat coolers you guys are ever going to have, period.
Yeah.
Best one I've ever used. So, for what it's
They're
worth.
killer.
It is unbelievable how the smell resistance.
Dude,
I will say, there's not another make of a cooler like that.
It's a good quality plastic. They're airtight. They hold ice. So when you're down buoy 10 rocking it for 4 or 5 days, you're not re-icing your cooler
That's what I was going to comment on.
Was
Was these little ones like this? They stay so cold when you do keep them sealed up. And this one, I think the latch, I must say, and
That's
no
what's
critique,
so
the
nice,
latch
yeah.
improvement since we started with Kong until now has just gone higher and higher. And this is by far the nicest latch yet.
Yeah, you
It
guys.
is- it is sealing that.
You
I
have
mean-
changed the latch a little bit since we first started working with you, haven't you, Ashley? It's been
We've changed the linkage a bit.
the
but
linkage, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's kept,
I've just
it's
noticed
kept
it's
the
gotten
same
tighter
look.
and tighter and tighter to where, especially for a bear-proof cooler,
Yeah.
that you're going to be going back and forth up to Alaska or putting on a raft and floating for days. I mean, your ice is going to last so much longer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So, guys,
Yeah,
if
those
you guys
guys
want to
do
take
good with
advantage of
the
it,
ice,
ADX Live,
Real
use the
fast.
code on Kong's website. I'm going to grab the other cooler so we can talk about that one because this one's really cool, too.
I'm going to answer a couple questions here. So someone said, would you go with the 110? And if your guy, 20-foot boat, bigger, I can tell you my 110 can easily fit, a half dozen, good Columbia River, northwest side Chinooks. If you're going out there and ripping 40s all day like everybody thinks they do, but let's be real. You can fit a lot of good, 20-pound fish in there. Easily fit a dozen of our coho, anywhere between 8 and 12 pounds, no problem. In the 110. 70 gets a little tighter. So if you're looking for but the one thing I will say about the 110, it is heavy duty, and it's not, it's a 110, damn it. So it's a big, heavy cooler, but what's nice is because it's heavy, it will stay in the front of the boat. It doesn't want to walk around, doesn't want to move around, and you can, like I said, pack a lot of ice, pack a lot of fish in there. So it's a good quality cooler for your boat. Absolutely.
So Ashley, talk just a little bit too. We've talked the last guest we had from Kong, kind of a little bit about the history. Now Kong originated in like commercial fishing coolers, correct? Or commercial the big fish boxes that you see the different commercial fishermen using, and basically you see all over the world. No way.
The parent company did.
He's bringing in the new cooler. Sorry, we got distracted.
Oh no, I was like, are you?
They need the weights that we didn't order. They need sandbags.
Hold on, everybody. We're having a little technical difficulties.
I never had weights on the order. Never. Was there weights?
The very first one.
No.
Cinder blocks. That's all we need.
You guys can
That's
sell a ketchup popsicle. But Father and Son Outdoors, it's just because it's that easy. Actually, leave it right down, man. Leave it down. Down was wetter, anyways. Yeah, it was.
Let me get out of the hat glare.
This,
It got right up. It did.
yeah, side cam Marlon.
I'll take a 110.
So I can't Marlon. He said. My God.
Oh, it's still. Get out of here! God dang it!
New studio, guys.
It's the base. Tighten the base to make it go upwards.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get this one down. We got a new cooler. We got another
This
cooler,
one's
guys.
super
This one's going on the back of my
Isn't this
boat.
one sick?
So
That's super cool.
yeah, I'll be taking that.
I'm dead.
Oh,
Oh God.
Should have probably had this one ready.
Hey, this is what you get here at Addicted.
it's real, guys.
Raw
Sorry.
and cut.
It's real life.
Raw and
Feel how
I
odd.
feel alive.
Right here, boys.
Fisherman gone wild.
Okay, Ashley, talk about this
I
cooler.
like this new color. I like the color.
This is
Ooh,
our
doesn't make it look
long-awaited
as dirty.
wheeled cooler. We definitely got a lot of questions about this. I think since we launched, and we decided to put wheels on the cooler. We started with our 50 quart, which is our best seller, and it's still true to size. It's a 50 quart. We changed the dimensions of it are a little bit different than our standard 50 quart. It's not as long. It's a little bit taller, just to accommodate the wheels, but still, again, true to size, and just to kind of accommodate the weight. None of these coolers are come in extremely light just because of the way they're made. That's how you get your ice retention. But you know, we found a way to put some wheels on here. So we kind of snuck these in around the same time as the 20 quart, this late fall, early winter. So this is definitely new to our lineup.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So Cam, I was envisioning pulling this down the ramp at Astoria.
This could be my cart.
Yeah.
Because that's about what you need. I mean,
Yeah.
a couple bags of ice, a couple,
All right,
like,
go
you
off
could
second.
definitely, and then I could just throw it right in the boat, too. It's because it's, like she said, it's not that heavy, and it's still wheeled and nice.
So what, Ashley?
I like
what's
the
the
shape of that one too.
What are the prices on the wheeled cooler and the 20?
So the 20 quart comes in at $169, and our wheeled cooler is at $379.
Sweet. And one thing to really keep in mind, guys, is they through everything that's happened, these guys have kept their manufacturing in the United States, which is absolutely amazing. I think there's only one or two other companies out there that are competitors with Kong that have kept their manufacturing in the United States. So huge shout out to them for empowering American people and giving American people jobs. So it was one of the huge factors of us working with them. You know, you can work with a lot of different cooler companies that offer you things, but it's a huge selling point for me with Kong. So.
And I've seen a lot of people comment at that they do have the Kong coolers. Probably, hopefully, from hearing about it through us and whatnot. But they're making a complaint from a guy who's had a comment. They're saying they're great coolers, awesome sizes, awesome durability with them, and they won't retain ice. So, if you guys are questioning whether you want to get a Kong or not, look back in the comments and see that there's a lot of our fans, a lot of our supporters that have bought these coolers and rock them and run them. So
Yeah.
I fully enjoy them.
Oh, I love them.
And I something that
I use them for hunting season too.
Going back to what it's kind of long. I was going to say what you were in the heavy cooler in the front of the boat. How many times growing up and for our whole lives you have a cooler that's sliding back and forth and falling over?
Oh yeah.
You said that I've never had my Kong fall over in the back of my truck.
Yep.
Or fly out the bed.
Nope. It doesn't even slide. I keep it in the back of my
it's
truck all the
awesome.
time.
It doesn't slide.
It doesn't even slide around.
Yeah,
much.
no, they're a great cooler. I have no complaint.
Yeah, the silicone rubber.
Those feet are definitely grippy.
Yeah.
I never heard of Kong. I want one now. Yeah. Ashley, real fast, I saw this question a couple times. Have you guys ever thought about making pads for the top of the coolers for people to sit
They
on?
make them.
Mm-hmm.
They make them.
They make
They
them.
do.
We do make them. Yeah, we make them for various sizes right now. We don't make them for some of the smaller sizes, but all of our popular sizes, yeah, we do make those now, and they're available
Yeah,
on our
and
website.
you guys have those on the website too, right?
Yeah,
Awesome. And will the discount code work for the pads too?
the discount code works for your entire order. So
there you go,
we
guys.
have it for all
Wow.
products.
That's awesome.
There you go, 15% off, folks. And the other cool thing that Kong's gonna do tonight, guys, and I told you we're not gonna make Ashley stick around for this entire live feed. She's got other things to go do, but they are going to be donating a Kong to the live feed for us to give away. They're gonna give away a 20-quart rugged red cooler. So
look how good
Rugged
with the
red.
big red.
rugged Clint, can
Rugged
is there any way
red.
you can pull up rugged red on the internet so people can see what it is?
If I had a desk. Okay, yeah, just.
The big red needs a rugged
Hey,
red.
let it be known that any one of these guys needs anything. All they have to do is ask. Ask and you shall receive.
I think the largest size, Jose, available is the 110. If I'm not.
It
Yeah.
is the 110. Yes.
Yeah, the 110 is the biggest they make, but I'm gonna tell you what, guys, the
Let's go
110 is
110,
giant.
70.
It's giant. It's
25.
a big cooler.
Yeah.
It's pretty
You
big.
know, if you're a good fisherman, you got to fill it up. You know. It's-
Oh, God.
I mean, I haven't filled mine yet, but I'm just saying, if you
Right,
are a good
right,
fisherman, you
right.
can fill it up.
If
It
you're out
fits.
there, if
It
you're out
fits
there.
Chinook perfectly.
Yeah.
6 Chinook.
Yeah.
Primo.
One of the biggest Chinook I've caught with any of you guys that you caught, not in Columbia.
Yeah, I know. I
Fit.
got it. Typically.
Yeah. It fit right in there. The tail wasn't even
No.
sticking out.
Yeah,
It's a
perfect.
big cooler.
So we're gonna pull up what the rugged red looks like, guys. Here, Clint's getting yeah, I think so.
Ooh, rugged red.
Rugged red.
Is that? I think that's what it is. That's the one.
Red. Gotta be.
Gotta be. That's the one.
That is.
Yes,
That is it.
That's it.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna draw a winner at the end of the live feed tonight. Someone is gonna win a Kong 20 in rugged red, and what we'll do is we'll get your address and your information, and Kong will ship it directly to whoever we randomly pick.
Perfect. Rugged red.
Well, cool, Ashley. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you coming
Thanks
on
for
tonight.
having
You
me,
got
guys.
Anything else you want to tell the people before you bail?
No,
No.
I don't think I do.
Oh,
I think we talked
damn.
about
That's
it.
You should have. You should
Change
have
the
said.
world.
You should have said, "Buy Kong coolers, folks. Buy Kong." Coolers.
Well, yes, of course. I feel like that goes without saying. Definitely buy concours. I mean, I might be a
Marlon
little
was here.
biased,
Marlon
but I
was
think it's
here.
one of the best coolers out there.
All right, Ashley. Well, we
Awesome,
appreciate
guys.
you coming on tonight, and we will be drawing a winner at the end for the feed, and I'll get you that information.
Sounds good. Can't wait to see who wins.
All right. Have a
See
good
you
night.
later.
Thanks for coming on.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Usually you say that though, Jordan. That was fun.
That was
So, you guys, seriously, huge shout out to Kong. They've been supporting Addicted for a few years now. They're one of our sponsors that kind of help us continue to chase our dreams. So, get over on their website, kongcoolers.com. Use that code ADXLive and get your coolers. Spring
Without
shooting
any
season's
BS,
coming.
though. That is
And
one
they
of the
make
hands
a
down.
Good, I
I
mean,
was
they
good.
do make just such a quality product.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a
not.
no-brainer.
We ain't trying to get a sales
We
pitch
need to
going
go
here.
make a
They're-
funny video where we like throw it down a cliff.
I've
I'm pretty sure it would
used-
survive.
No, here's a funny
You know?
video. Let's leave bait in it for like a month with the lid sealed, like and then open it and then clean it out.
I'm not cleaning it
That's
out.
a good idea.
Let's go
and,
make
then
Charles
make Clint clean it
Yeah.
out. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good
I
idea.
ain't cleaning it.
I bet if we go to Jordan's house right now, he has a cooler there that's already had bait sitting in it for a month.
Guilty.
Oh, that he forgot that he forgot 2 months ago. Maybe find some eggs in there. Maybe a fillet.
No, but it has happened. I've forgotten a few things of herring in the Kong before. And I mean, it's like spray, let it sit for a second, little scrubbing, wash it out, and I mean, you could put your lunch in there the next day.
My
Some people, I guess.
my 110 I went crabbing. Like here's the stink out
You
story.
forgot a crab.
I went crabbing.
Oh,
And
no.
no, I didn't forget the crab, but I put like 72 crab, which will fit nicely in the 110 Kong. Took them all out, boiled, uncleaned them, closed the lid, like just
let the crab water.
off. Oh yeah, with like the little pieces and stuff in there.
Yikes.
Closed it for about 3 weeks, maybe 4 in my garage, but it was sealed. And then the
So you
plug
couldn't smell
sealed,
it.
so I didn't smell it. But damn, when I opened that thing, it just about freaking My eyes.
That's
watered.
hardcore.
It was bad.
Mike left a crab leg in his in the shop for like a year. He didn't even want to open it. And it wasn't until we moved the shop that he even like did anything with
He's
it.
like, oh, I guess I better do
But
something
it
with
had
it
crab
now.
legs in it for over.
I
a year.
Why
honestly,
did
I
you have
probably
crab
would
in
have
the
just
shop?
taken it to the dump and went and bought a new cooler.
No, but you didn't have. So what I did, here's what I did. I opened it up and I took that super clean and bleach and I just like opened it. Oh god, like closed it and then let it sit for like a day and then I came in with the hose and then like the next day and kind of like, and then I left the lid open. Like a week later, you could open that lid and go and no stink, no funk.
That's crazy.
Like, I mean, that you can't.
Killer.
I've stunk out many other name brand big coolers. That, anyways, pretty gross.
Yeah, it is. It's so. It's really like super
The cooler was
crazy, guys. It's crazy.
I don't know what your damn problem is.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
We're having fun here tonight, you guys. It's a good night.
Oh god.
It's a good day.
Yes. It was.
Okay, so
Yeah,
at the end of
spring.
the night, sometime before we leave this live feed tonight, guys, we're gonna be picking a winner to win a Con Cooler. So, and those are $169 if you buy
Heck
them.
of a win.
So whoever's gonna win one's gonna win a nice.
My favorite part of that one, it's the only
Jeffrey,
B I
yes,
have
do.
about Kong at
Yes,
all,
I do.
is if you do
In
have even
November.
the little one, the 25 quart, you can't just grab it and walk.
Yeah, and that's
It's
what's
a
cool
pain
about
in the
that
butt,
one,
even
yeah.
the little guy. But that one, over the shoulder, down to the beach, down on the lawn chair,
Yep.
whatever. It's pretty sweet.
All right, everyone. Let's do one more giveaway before I bail out of here and we bring Eric Swanson in. We got a Navy Addicted hat here. Show him on the side cam.
I think that'd be good.
Navy
Oh, come on.
Addicted hat.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah.
Very classy.
Richardson 112, super classy, just clean look. We're going to give someone an opportunity to win that. Do us a huge favor if you guys can. Share this out there. Share it on Facebook. Share it to groups. Text messages a couple of buddies and tell them to come join the Addicted live feed tonight. We're going to be talking Springers.
And you can win a cooler.
You have an opportunity to win a Con Cooler tonight. So I think we need to get 1,000+ people in here tonight. That's what we need to do. And then we got another hat here as well that we're going to give away at some point tonight.
Oh, my favorite.
Flapper.
No.
We have one, before we bring Eric Swanson in here, we have one other thing we got to talk about here. And this guy right here.
Heck yeah.
Did you know this happened? This guy wrote a book, dude.
He wrote a book.
He
I
wrote
didn't
the
know,
book
I didn't know
on
he could
Power
write. Like,
Did you know? So let me tell you a story. So this book right here was created by Lucas Holmgren. You guys know he's kind of been around in the fishing industry as a hermit, kind of in the background for a long time now. But he's helped a lot of companies in the industry, including Addicted. As when Addicted started kind of growing and first getting going kind of more into the digital world, Lucas was helping me a ton, helping me do stuff on the Addicted website and writing some articles. He was actually drafting up some articles for the website and writing them. And so now he's actually taken that a step further, and he wrote a book, just a how-to basic power bait tactics book. And
People have been trying to get these informational pieces across for 30 years.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a really neat idea that he came up with, and the way he executed on it is fantastic. You can
It's
take
super-
anybody and teach them how to go out and catch a trout.
Catch a trout on power bait. And what's cool is it's just a super like compact. It's not like a big giant book. It's something you could just throw in your glove box or take on a trip with you. It's sick. Yeah, we'll go to the side cam here. He did a really good job at writing it. There's a lot of just really useful information out there, especially
Diagrams.
great for gifts. You know,
It's
for
like color,
guys.
too. It's
You know,
nice.
give it to friends or family or
pictures.
you know people that are just trying to get into fishing. It's a great opportunity for that.
Shows you the proper setups.
I think you
Swivel
can get it at
sizes.
salmontroutsteelheader.com.
Is
Amato Books.
Is Samuel Jackson doing the?
Is it on Amazon?
the ebook.
Is it on Amazon?
Morgan Freeman? Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
So AmatoBooks.com if you guys want to purchase that. Lucas has been one of my friends for a super long time, guys. So it'd mean a lot to me if you went over there, AmatoBooks.com, and purchased this little power bait book from him and gift it to someone or use it yourself or
Well,
do
huge
whatever.
congrats to him, too. It's awesome. It's not easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him autograph that one for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. He came out.
Where
And
does
there's
it,
so
where
much.
Does,
It's
where does it say
intimidating.
like go to addicted fishing trout tutorials? I just curious what page, what reference page was that?
I think it's great though. We were talking about this today when we were out on the river. Is how the power bait is probably the most intimidating purchase of any fishing gear, because it's not a blue spinner. It's not a number 4 hook. It's a shelf of 47 different colors of power bait, and you walk up to it for a beginner, and you're like, okay. So I guess I'll watch a video. I'll Google, but it really is. So
There's
this,
a lot of colors.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of
it's
choices.
exactly.
I'll
So
give you-
having
I'll give
something
you
that- It's not intimidating to you.
No.
Me neither.
He's like,
Me neither.
no.
I go with the rainbow and the chartreuse, but
I
or the
just
yellow.
don't know which one to pick.
I think if he heard how loud it was on this microphone,
Oh, sorry.
he would
I
probably not do
purposely
it.
did that.
I'm telling, I should just bring
Some
in
guy
this-
told me it blew his eardrums out.
It blew his ears out.
Lawsuit, we're done.
So I'm not
screwed.
gonna
Try recording the podcast. I'm gonna bring in a squirt gun.
Oh,
Or a dart gun.
go ahead.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna bring in
squirt
a dart
gun.
Yeah, let's see how
funny.
well it works out for you, bud.
gun. It'll be fine for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you guys think we should get a boxing match going between Cam and Clint? We can film it. What do you guys think? You guys would like to see that? I think it'd be entertaining as hell.
I would love that.
Dude, it'd be so
I
fun.
would love that.
That's what all the big YouTubers are doing now. They box.
That
and
is
stuff.
true,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Addicted boxing.
Did you watch the one where the guy came to his house?
Mm.
Logan Paul one?
Mm-mm.
The Russian guy came to his house and like was all dressed up like Rocky,
No.
and he like wanted to box him in his backyard.
No,
Oh,
let's
it's funny.
see.
Sorry,
I'll have
sorry,
to watch
Richard
it.
Tangent.
boy.
This is a good one.
Everyone's like, yes.
You're talking
All right,
about
Clint,
boxing.
pick one more winner here for the Navy Addicted hat, and then we'll bring Mr.
Yes.
Swanson in here.
Salem.
There you go, Jeff
Jeff
Radley. Jeff Radley in Salem. You won yourself an Addicted hat. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, include your address, and let us know that you won the hat, and we'll get it out to you. Appreciate it. All right, now let's
I
bring
filed it.
someone in here who actually knows how to catch springers, because that ain't me.
Or at least tries more than you.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, here comes Lucas.
That's a fact.
New comments. New comments.
You need me, he says. Here, I'll
Who
switch-
did that?
I'll switch
Who
it.
did that?
Scoot over so we got the
Who
side
did
table.
that? Who did that?
What's it?
Oh,
Whoa.
you brought some valuable things.
Dude, that's worth like $30 now.
I was gonna
per
say,
tray.
is that green? Right,
It
that's
is.
like the most valuable. That's like the
Why
most
would you
rare.
waste a green label?
So this is actually from last year, and it was unthawed in my cooler.
That's a big green though. Those are blues.
No, they're greens. But anyway, so it was just frozen. It was refrozen for sturgeon bait. So anyways, brought it in so we could show folks how to cut and rig and do all that cool stuff.
Why?
I don't know. Aren't we talking springers?
Oh, I guess.
My
I
God.
guess.
So tell us a little bit about what you did the last few days.
Yeah. So I
You
spent
you got out before
Yeah,
any.
let's get the
anybody.
report stuff out of
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, exactly.
Let's do it. Good call.
So I spent Saturday and Sunday out there chasing springers. So I fished 5 rods on Saturday and 6 rods on Sunday in the Columbia. And
Caught 3, released 1.
well, we killed all 5 of ours on Saturday and only half the limit on Sunday. So
That's
it's
it?
kind of it was pretty
I expected more from you.
pretty
Oh,
slow.
there's so many people going.
Oh my God!
Totally, yeah, totally
Paying
kidding.
attention now.
No, totally kidding. You know, I marked 2 fish on Saturday and a couple on Sunday. You know, typical end of February springer fishing. But we were out there. You know, I'm doing all these shakedown trips. You know, with folks that have their own boats that want to get out and learn how to spin a bait and kind of learn my program. So that's what we've been doing, and I'll be out there again tomorrow. So
What else are you learning? So we talked about this a little bit in the podcast, but you learned a couple other things. And one thing being the fact that a lot of the areas that we're fishing, hopefully this year, were closed beforehand.
they sure were. So
kind of touch a little bit on that.
you know, so I kind of, you know, the areas that we haven't fished since 2018.
Mhm.
So we haven't fished them in the last 2 years. Learned new snags. The bottom changed, you know, quite a bit. So
Now, was that common in the Big River? We mentioned that earlier, and that was my gears were turning.
yeah,
Do you guys see those sandbars and that stuff move a lot
yeah,
within
some.
5 to 10 year stints?
So honestly, what I saw Saturday and Sunday was probably the most dramatic I've seen a bottom change.
Do you think it's from dredging or just high water?
I think it's
or-
just water flow and current
Yeah.
and you know, things
Yeah, I
like
don't know
that.
what would flatten that area out, but then make it now bumpier
Yeah.
now. It's like I don't know what would have changed. Like we haven't had any like historically
No.
high. Well, I don't know.
But it was, you know, learn 2 new snags the hard way.
You found them
Yes, found the hard way.
because you thought they were a bite, didn't you?
Well, I thought they were actually fish until I turned my side imaging on. And I'm like, oh no, guys, crank up! And by that time, the rods were already bent. And of course, it was an outgoing tide. We're doing like 2.5 miles an hour downstream. So
Perfect. Big
oh,
takedown.
Oh, one of those awesome
Big
just
takedown.
pin. So, anyways, learned the bottom and learned the new snags and learned how to spin a bait again because it's been 8 months since I cut a herring. So, always good to get out there and relearn how to do it all. So, that is what my weekend consisted of.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Just kidding.
Later.
So to spin a herring. So let's talk some basic setup, guys. I know, And I keep seeing comments about bait fishing, guys. We will get in here. I think we need next week. I'm just going to commit to it now. We'll talk
plunking.
We'll talk some plunking next week. So we'll try to do that. So I know all you guys are making the comments, but let's talk about basic Springer tactics from the boat. Once you run through your setup, run through your rod, run through your reel.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Explain why you're using whatever line,
Side
whatever
cam
dropper, whatever
Yeah.
weights, whatever you're doing there. And let's start with that, guys, just to get everyone dialed in, because if you guys are wanting to participate in this fishery and you're needing gear just like anything else, and like we have stressed this tons on our forums and in this show, like get prepared freaking now. Because in 2 weeks, when you're seeing pictures of springers and you think you're going to go and get the rod or get the reel that you want, you're kind of thinking about it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen this year.
Nope.
Too many new fishermen.
Exactly.
Too many of you out there freaking catching all my fish. What the hell, man?
Too much competition out there
Too much
these days.
competition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd listen to guys like him. So anyways. Okay, run through it.
So anyways, guys, so I'm running a 10.5 foot Okuma Guide Select Classic. These longer, softer rods are really good with bait, especially in colder water. Fish are going to pick up your herring, and you're going to see the bite, and the fish isn't going to feel the resistance from a longer, stiffer rod or a shorter, stiffer rod. So I think, a longer, soft rod is important when you're bait fishing, especially early for springers. So,
And these are the you prefer the H's over the XH's?
yes. Well, I run the XHs on my bow rods, and then the H's on my back rods.
Okay.
Yeah, just helps
So for
stagger.
those guys that are looking too, real quick, if you're looking at this particular rod model, check out your number, and then it's followed up by an H or an XH, and I'm trying to get it to focus for you guys so you can
There we
see.
go.
There you go. Oh, kind of.
Oh.
Come back.
Old man.
There it is.
Old man camera.
So like if you're running a lot of rods in your boat, you need a couple XHs for the bow rod.
Mhm.
Look for those, but just that H and that XH is very it distinguishes the two actions. So
It does.
try to spit it out.
Too
Too much talking.
So anyways, so talking about a reel, so I'm running the Okuma cold water line counter with 50-pound braid. I run 65 braid in the fall and 50 in the spring. Just, I don't feel like I need that heavy stuff in the spring. So 50 helps cut the water a little better. And, it always gives me a reason to put new line on my reels. Do it once in the spring, once in the fall. And then I run up here on my bumper, I'm running a 120-pound, I guess it's just 120-pound mono.
So yeah, 50-pound. Let's show this little setup here so you guys can see close. All right, so you got a bead there to protect your tip.
Yeah.
The guy's cranking it. The swivel there to where you're tying your white dropper rod. That's sliding up and down.
Yep, and I think that's important too. When you're getting a bite and things like that, the fish doesn't feel the resistance of your lead, and also you don't have the resistance of the lead on your rod tip when you're getting a bite. So having a slider like that versus a fixed spreader, I think is important.
Everything's registering right on that rod tip. So whatever that bait's doing, it's pulling that tip down. And springers, shit, they give you those little tick bites every now and
Oh
then.
man, and half the time you think you lost them, and they come back, and so I think having as little resistance is important.
Yep. So another bead there to protect, followed by a bead chain because you got all that spinning gear, and bead chains are good.
They are.
Is that it? So now we're getting to that 120-pound bumper. So you got a clip there.
Yep.
120 pounds going all the way down.
Yep.
So what's this? What's
Yeah.
this little thing?
So got a few new short bush flashers the other day. So interesting
See that.
to try them out. I mean, that looks fishy to me. I haven't caught one on it yet, but if I was a springer, I would take it into consideration.
I would take it into consideration. Dude, Springer's going to smash that.
Yeah, that's
a
sexy.
no freaking
Yeah.
brainer. That's that new tape he uses.
Yeah,
we
the-
won't talk about that.
Yeah, what's that called? Like the stain or penny dropper?
No, something like that. And we got another clip there, and then followed by a good quality ball bearing swivel or bead chain.
Yep.
And another clip to your swivel.
And then I think what's important, guys, is having that dual lock snap on there with that little barrel swivel. I can switch out leaders. If I'm going from the Columbia to the Willamette or the Willamette to the Columbia, I can switch out my barbs for barbless or vice versa. So having a quick snap like that is important to be able to switch out your rigs, or you catch a fish and the line gets frayed and you're making it to the pass, you can snap it on there real quick, and it just super efficient being able to swap them out.
One thing too, like you talk about being efficient. You get into the situation where you torch a couple rods, or you get a fish or something. When you have that clip there, you can undo that leader, put that bait on it, and just like throw it to your client, like clip that on, and then they have a job.
Yep.
While you're doing something else, while you're doing another job, and you're just a little more.
And you might have lost 20 feet of fishing time. I mean, it's super, super efficient. Instead of, tying and blah, 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 blah. It's easy. Half the time your clients, it's pretty hard to screw this up. So it's easy for them to snap it on there.
Gotcha. So how long of a leader, Chief?
So
let's talk the magic here.
You know, so I think that all depends on what the water clarity is. This is the leader I ran this weekend, and the water clarity was not perfect. So I mean, it's about 46 inches, something like that. You know, as a water clarity cleans up, I'll run it to like 5 foot. So, but I think 4 foot, 4.5 foot is good for a dirty river.
So we got there about a shoulder length.
Yeah.
Arm shoulder. Just trying to show people.
Yep. So I adjust it with water conditions. Lengthen it up when clear water.
What's the shortest you'd run in the muddiest of conditions?
Probably 40 inches.
40 inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the longest I'd run is probably 5.5.
Gotcha.
You know, some of the best springer fishermen I know run like 6 foot leaders behind their flashers. You know, Pawpaw was one of them. His leaders are insane. I don't even know how he nets fish, but you know, I think it works.
I think it depends on how you like drive your boat. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, having a shorter leader, draw them closer to the flasher and then have a bait too. But if you're a guy that like really likes to dog and you're running really long leaders, you're gonna be dragging your bait, or a really short dropper too.
Yeah,
you're
big
gonna be dragging your bait. So even though we give a lot of these, like it's like the same thing with the guys talking like 360. So
Right.
How long is your leader? Well, it's like it works for you and
Right.
how you fish. You know, so a little bit of that there, but these are good starting points.
Yeah.
How long of a dropper do you like to
So
run?
I'm running on the Columbia. I'm running like, you know, a 13, 14 inch dropper, and I drag extremely hard in the Columbia because a lot of the places we're fishing, the bottom is very rolly, and I know for a fact that the fish sit behind those humps. So if you're not dragging over the top of the high spots and then having your bait fall on the backside, you're going to be 3 or 4 feet over the top of those fish. So, you know, with that little bit longer dropper, I can dog my rods, chatter them really hard without anything getting tangled up. And it keeps my bait far enough off the bottom to where it's not getting ripped off in the sand. So,
What pound test leader? Sorry to jump back
yeah.
and forth, guys.
So it's 25.
25.
25, yep. And
You don't catch springers bigger than 25 pounds?
well, the thing is you start running too heavy of, you know, a leader, and you're gonna have a hard time getting your bait to spin.
So it's not like running 360s.
Right, not at all. I mean,
Just 50 pound. Who gives a rip?
Yeah,
Wire.
so-
just use wire.
you know, I think 25 or 30 pound leaders is good. You know, much heavier than that. You know, at the slower speeds that we're trying to go, I think you're gonna have a hard time getting your bait to spin.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that too. It doesn't seem like it would make it that big of a difference, but
Yeah, but in
I
your
don't know
opinion,
why it does.
but you see that too.
oh
don't
no,
you?
absolutely.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, if you start running 40, 50 pound mono, you better be going 4 miles an hour to get your bait to spin. I memean, that's what it's gonna take.
Yep. You want a light, flippy bait.
And I can tell you what, yeah, you know, I've accidentally, you know, caught sturgeon, you know, and the willamette stuff on 25 pound mono, and honestly, you have an extremely difficult time breaking them off. So that 25 pound is perfect. You're not gonna have to lose a lot of fish.
About lose a fingernail doing it.
Exactly, exactly.
How big of a weight?
So I always,
Good
you
question.
know, depends on current, it depends on the tide, depends on current. You know, anywhere from 4 to 10 ounces is what I see myself running. This weekend I was running 10s on my bow, 8 in the middle, and 6s off my back, and it seemed to fish pretty good in that, you know, heavier flow. And the, you know, the willamette stuff, I'll run like an 8, a 6, and a 4, or an 8, 6, and a 5. You know, just kind of stagger my stuff.
We've had years in the Columbia, like we've had some low water years where we were catching fish in 50 feet of water, and you weren't even fishing.
Yeah.
If you weren't using 16 ounces of lead.
Yeah.
You know, we got a big snowpack. I don't know when it's coming.
Right.
You know, like temperatures have been pretty chill. We don't got a big Pineapple Express coming. So,
Right.
Fingers crossed we don't get that, because we've seen these things just absolutely blow out our
Oh,
fishery. So we're like, so far there's nothing too scary in the forecast, but make sure you have a good selection of weights
Yeah.
from 4 to 16 ounces. Have a
I heard something the other day I've never heard before from someone, that even in shallow water they're fishing a way heavier weight, so that because the lighter one, it's going to get the scope, and now it's narrowing and bringing your bait closer, right? To get the right distance and off the bottom, they use a heavier weight to really get that spread. I've never even heard that or thought of that before.
yeah. So what do you,
Same idea as a bow rod.
right, and so like I'm trying to explain this. You can explain this for people. So what Clint was just saying there, guys. So let's say here's the flasher, right? If you're running a heavier lead and you're tapping the bottom, hold the flasher there if you would, please. So let's say your line is coming off the boat at a nice 45-degree angle, right? It's tapping the bottom. That way it's going to be coming back like this. But if you're using a heavier lead and the main line is more straight up and down, it's going to keep that flasher further off the bottom. Now,
Right.
if you use a lighter lead and you push the line angle back,
Yeah.
so now I'm on the bottom, that flasher is going to come down
Yep.
a little lower. So if you're coming up and you're bringing a bunch of you're trolling and at the speed that your feeling's right, you know what I mean, going down current, if you're coming up and your baits are constantly blown out, you're constantly snagging like little sticks and little pieces of debris on the bottom. Or
Clamshells.
Always.
Yeah.
Freaking clamshells.
Oh yeah, that'll always
you're probably
get you.
digging just a little bit too hard, and so either up your speed
Mm-hmm.
or up your weights a little bit so you can
That
get
might be
those
the most
angles a little
valuable part
higher
of
up.
this life for
Yeah.
people.
Seriously,
yeah,
that
it's
is-
really
Good question.
Yep, that was
Really
very
good
good.
question out there. So,
Yes.
does lead shape matter? Bell versus cannonball?
No,
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
it's
The only time that matters is like when you're
Don't
plunking
use
or
a
something like
triangle.
that.
Like
Yeah.
you don't want that edge dragging and catching stuff. So
It's gonna like almost plane your stuff off to the wrong direction.
yeah,
But
it's
with the round profile, it'll pretty much just hydrodynamically go around it.
And I think those cannonballs, they snag less than a pyramid as well. You don't have those weird funky angles that are going to jam into sticks. And
yeah. I mean, I know when we're sturgeon fishing, you throw out a triangle, the odds of it's going to stay there
Yes.
a lot better than the round balls rolling
Yes.
around. They kind of tend to dig in a little
right.
bit.
And a lot of those guys that are interested in plunking always use pyramids for plunking because
Oh,
that way
right, because the ball.
Yeah, I mean, last thing you want-
bounce down there.
yeah, in that heavy current, your stuff's going to be on the
Take
bank.
out the rest of the guys.
Oh yeah, you're now that idiot. I mean that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Pretty much.
What's the name of that flasher? You remember?
I don't know. I think it's like a panty dropper or...
I know that's what the tape.
Ah.
But I'm not sure because this was the Twisted Addiction,
Yeah.
but just with the dots instead of the chrome.
Stand
Very
by.
close. Very
Yeah,
close.
so it's...
Stand by for what?
I'll look it up.
Oh, okay.
It's-
We'll get you the name of that flasher, Sean. No problem.
Later, man.
Later, Luke. What do you guys?
Later, bud.
What do you guys support the very short, or why do you guys support the very short leader if trolling suspended? So Medicare Kev, a lot of times we're not actually trolling suspended. So depending on the clarity, and a lot of times for whatever darn reason, these springers, especially when they're entering in the Columbia and the depth is, I know this is gonna sound stupid, the depth is shallower than they're running. What I mean by that is if they're like not,
How deep
if the
is this
water,
river?
what's that?
How deep's this river?
It's like where they already find them, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is that in the Columbia, a lot of times the fish are running on the edges, and if the edge is like, if the fish feel comfortable running down to 30 feet and it's only 20 feet, they're going to be on the bottom. But if that same fish then goes into a deeper, shoots over a deeper stretch of like 60 to 80 feet of water, he doesn't want to go deeper than 30 feet, he's going to suspend.
Right.
The idea is that when you're trolling those shallower sand flats and those shallower bars, you're compressing all those fish onto the bottom where you can now target them.
Much easier.
Keep in mind, like spring Chinook, this is the quality fishery. This isn't the 2.5 million plus fish that are coming in the fall where it's a freaking shooting gallery and you're
Right.
360 and you got 20-foot windows
Yeah.
of visibility where a fish can see your shit and they can come freaking smack it. Sometimes you're only going to have visibility sometimes 2 and 3 feet. Keep in mind, good visibility in the channel, for instance,
Yep.
is sometimes when you can see your prop on your kicker.
Yep.
There's only like 2 feet down there. So that might be as good as you're going to get. If you fish those areas where the fish are going to be getting on the bottom and not suspending, you know where they're at, you see them on your electronics, and then you can tap that weight on the bottom and you know damn good and well you're there.
Exactly.
So a lot of times we're not trying to fish them suspended, at least for this early part of the season, we're fishing on the bottom.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah,
good.
well,
Hopefully that made a lot of sense. What's that?
Too new, not on the website.
Huh?
That,
Oh.
that,
Oh, the
that
flasher.
color pattern is not on the website.
Well, you can custom order them though.
Gotcha. Since we can't find herring, we'll be running mini cup plug, mini hardware. Yeah. So, wait. Set us back when the water is cold, Chance. What do you think on that? So guy can't find some bait.
Yeah.
Would you if you had to run super baits or you had to run spinner, what would you do? I mean,
I'd probably
or
run-
would you
so
just not even go?
I would run a super bait because you could pack it with some sort of scent. I think early on in
Springers love tuna.
yes, they
I'm just
do.
gonna say it
So
right now.
the
Springers
first
do love tuna.
the first 2 springers I saw caught last year came on an original super bait, and the water temperature was like 43 degrees. So they work. I would definitely, I wouldn't not go if you don't have bait, but you can definitely make prawn spinners, super
Are you
baits.
sure about that?
Yeah,
If you
But-
can't find bait, just don't go.
just stay home. Totally can. But yes, so I think prawn spinners. We're gonna have to adapt this year. I ran a bunch of orange labels this weekend, and made them work. We didn't catch fish on them. There wasn't a lot of fish around. But I think when there are fish around, we're gonna hammer them on. They're gonna be really good. So
Especially if we keep this visibility, like hopefully where we're
Yeah.
get some good clear water. It can be sad. I mean, there's a lot of years we're dumping down to red label sized anyways. So
I remember I think what was it, year before last? You downsized bait and you basically roped them when nobody else did. Remember that? And Pop-Pop and I were calling you like, dude, what the heck are you doing? Remember that?
But I was also trolling like 50 feet of water too, if I remember.
Is that what
right.
it was? Yeah, it was.
But I mean, it was like tiny little cut plugs. I mean, they were like literally.
Yeah,
that
I
big.
think you were cutting down your reds even.
Yeah.
It was tiny.
It can't. Yeah, it definitely. It can get you that way, and especially with a lot of boats and a lot of pressure out there. And I mean, I don't know what these damn springers are feeding on in the bottom.
Yeah.
Can't get them to tell you.
I know. I asked them right before I bashed their little brains in, but they never.
Tell me.
Pretty slim to bonky.
They never give it up.
Talk, fish.
They never give it up. Let's see here.
We had a super chat asking about hook size.
Hooks. Oh, okay.
What was that, Clint?
Yeah. So read this super chat, and I'll go to the other one.
Okay, I love learning on live feeds, live chats. Thanks. Thank you, TJ. Nice to meet you a couple weeks ago up on the river. What messed hooks do you use for herring? Are they fine wire and what size? So, I don't generally use. How do I delicately answer this the right way? There's some models that we are definitely playing with. We've been playing with them for about 6 months now. We're gonna run them through the paces this spring and through May. However, they're not fine wire. Do you run a fine wire hook? I mean,
So I played around with fine wire
let's
hooks
talk-
a couple of years ago, and I was straightening them out when I shouldn't have been.
and
So
let's be clear too. Like fine wire hooks from one brand to another, like not just the Mustad brand,
Yeah.
Jamie, but like from one brand to another, like it's kind of a tough game, like to know like your tolerances of that. Like if you're a guy running 40-pound and then you like snag up and pop it. And
See, I was running some fine wire last year or the year before, and just silly little snags where literally I was just putting my thumb on and just popping it. They were straightening the hooks out, and it was getting pretty ridiculous. So I kind of went away from that.
I mean, is that a bad thing though? Because you get your rig back, but then you got to bend the hook, and then you're afraid about it breaking.
Right, but then then you basically might as well just snap your leader off because you have to put a new one on them. Because
You wouldn't fish it again.
No, I'm not going to sit there with my pliers and straighten my hook back out.
Right, and the reason why I was leading into that
Oh, okay.
because like if you're spring Chinook fishing and you're looking for a bite, like let's just be honest, we're not all like big spring. I mean, we're not getting 20 bites a day. This is a quality fishery, not a quantity fishery. The last thing you're gonna do is bend your hook back.
No way.
And
Jordan
get
just did a tutorial on how to do that.
Right.
How to bend it back and reuse it.
Oh.
I do it. See, I
wouldn't do that.
I
on a damn spring Chinook in the Columbia River.
I do it all the time, like sturgeon fishing, things like that. Because
Stuff you don't care about.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, seriously, when you're catching, 15 sturgeon an hour, you don't really care. But when you're looking for one or two bites a day,
Capitalize.
oh, big time. So,
Yeah.
anyways, no fine wire for me. I just run generally 3/0, double 3/0, and with oranges, I'm gonna run double 2/0.
2/0.
Yeah.
So 2/0 for oranges, 3/0 for reds, 4s for greens, somewhere in that range. And
Exactly.
I actually told a buddy he was actually, buying some spring Chinook hooks. I'm at Bob's,
Mm-hmm.
blah 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 blah. And he's like, what size hook? I'm like, whatever in 4/0. Good luck. And then of course he calls me back. He's like, there's no 4/0.
Yeah, good.
It's like, yeah.
Good luck.
Generally 4/0s get picked up. Another product that you guys need to pick up right now. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I already got my hooks for the season. So go get them.
Yes. And that's the one thing all these major sporting goods stores run out of first is 25-pound mono and 4/0 and 3/0 hooks.
And green label herring, which they never had to begin with.
Exactly.
There you go.
So make sure and just stock up and tie your leaders and do all that stuff beforehand.
Yep. Big River Gami, that's a good one. What's the closest in Mustad? I don't remember the model number, Brandon. Yep, steelhead is done for sure. I would not go steelhead fishing at all. Yep. When the water is dirty, you need to run rattle plugs wrapped with bait
Yes.
to draw them in. So we're gonna talk. That's let's touch on that since this is kind of like a guy's preparing for the springer season, and then we're gonna get to rigging some of this green label herring that you brought with us. But yeah, let's talk about that.
Totally.
So I mean, are you packing?
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I pack plugs, trolling gear, spinners, jet divers, and at the bare least minimum, a couple cans of tuna in the boat.
Exactly.
Every day you go spring.
Exactly. So the other day, I put all new hooks on my plugs. I went and bought 20 cans of Starkist Chunk Light because that's one thing I always.
You're not a Bumblebee guy?
I buy whatever. I buy whatever's on sale.
Come on,
But
Bumblebee, bro.
Yeah, I think it's all honestly the same stuff.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It's probably made of the
So-
same.
You guys don't go get the stuff from a special grocery store?
The gold label?
Maybe. But yes, I am a huge fan of running plugs under the certain water conditions.
Renee, I was totally lying, by the way. Anyway,
But yeah, so under the right water
just
conditions.
about shot me.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
Oh.
I was like, I got 2 steelhead. Like, yeah, I was lying, but anyways.
But anyways, yeah. So I love running plugs. Some of my best days that I've had ever have been on plugs, just because you get the right water conditions and those fish stack up on those ledges and in the shallow water. And if you're smart enough to switch over and be good at both tactics, you're gonna do well.
At the very least, be prepared for both tactics.
Yeah.
I can remember a couple days we were fishing downriver and
Yeah.
we, show up to the boat ramp. Things are just going great. We were
Yeah.
whacking fish left and right, and then all of a sudden you show up and the
Yeah.
water looks about 5 feet higher.
And there's
Yeah, dude,
freaky.
the
You're
day
dodging.
before.
You're dodging.
Sticks
Trees and shit coming down the river.
yeah, and you're like, son of a gun.
Uh-oh.
Well, those fish never disappear.
Right.
But you'd be amazed at how
Slow.
shallow
Yep.
you can catch springers.
Exactly.
Talking like 5 feet of water stuff with plugs.
Extremely good. Yep. Those fish, like any animal, they're not going to take, the hardest path. They're going to take the path of least resistance, and a lot of the times that's near the shore.
I can remember just a specific story. And like I said, I don't want to get off on a tangent on you guys, but this kind of gives you a good example of like how you got to play the variables, especially when you go out springer fishing. But a few years ago, way downriver, get out there in the morning. We were hammering fish.
Yeah.
Trolling fish up left and right, downstream trolling on the ebb, didn't matter. Bonneville cranked it one night, show up the next morning, 4 foot higher, son of a bitch. We're screwed.
Yeah.
Everyone anchored up on the troll flats because you were trolling at 4 miles an hour. Even
Just
you
burning.
couldn't do it. And there was 15 boats in the line. 15 boats in this hog line. And I was sitting there kind of trolling. I was even back trolling some jet tovers and anchovies behind them, kind of watching. Nothing was really going on. Water was just terrible.
Yeah.
But nobody was catching them. Nobody was catching them. And I was like, well, and then a buddy anchored on the inside in 8 feet of water and calls me. He was like, dude, I just had a bite. I just had a takedown. I missed it. I'm like, are you the only one in that line who's got a takedown? He's like, yeah. He's like, I am. I'm like,
So your brain's turning.
and I'm like, well, I'm going inside. And I went inside 5 feet of water, rod tip over the bank kind of shit.
Yep.
We hammered them. I mean, we dropped in. It was didn't even get all the rods out. All the fish, that water moved up.
Yep.
That current came up. That debris started spitting down. Those fish, boom, up against the bank, 5 feet of water.
On top of each other, even.
I mean, tip to tail,
Yep.
in a line. And we sat there. I mean, we were putting rods out, getting situated, putting plugs. I didn't bait wrap anything. I didn't prep any bait wrap. So I just opened the can of tuna, put them on my Brad's killer fish, put them out, just throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping. And we smoke them.
Right.
And we smoke them. And what was so crazy to me is as boats would leave the hog line, other boats would anchor in the hog line outside while we were clinicking.
Yeah. But they weren't paying attention.
And you could have anchored.
You know what I would have done? I would have went about 20 yards below you.
20 yards?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. No.
Yeah, but
you would have gone a ways below me.
but-
Low hole Swanson.
But what you're saying though is pay attention, right? Because those boats weren't paying attention; they weren't catching fish.
And it was that dramatic, and it's not always that dramatic out there. A lot of times you get anchored up on these flats, and it's a shooting gallery. One there, a couple there, one. It gets that way. But if we see those variables change, that water to come up, it can change a ton. And then if you see that going on, don't be the guy that anchors beside the boat catching the fish.
Right.
Get in the line. And honestly, that sandbank, you could have gone 300 yards down
Right.
below, or you could have gone 200 yards up above.
Yeah.
And probably whooped them. And I think what ended up happening too is I remember seeing some bank guys came in up above us and they just screwed them up.
Yeah.
But we were practically bank fishing.
Exactly. And I tell people all the time, when you eat, when you're anchor fishing or when you're trolling or something like that, if you see fish getting caught in a certain line, don't be afraid to pull your gear and go over there. Don't just sit there and watch the clinic. Yeah, well,
Get in line.
Yes.
Get in line.
And don't go. And I was totally kidding. Don't anchor 20 yards below somebody. Give people plenty of space. But don't sit around and watch people put on a clinic and go participate and go change, go move.
That's good stuff. Have you ever tried spinners and spoons? A lot of times we'll put prawn spinners out, especially on anchor. I love doing a prawn spinner on anchor.
When I brought this up last fall, wondering about the Gibbs Delta type of spoons and stuff behind flashers and through. I mean,
how in the ocean they work.
Yeah.
Behind a 360.
Oh, you did try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and that's
They didn't
definitely
work
more
as
of an
good.
ocean
Honestly, they
tactic.
didn't work as good as a 3.0 freaking Brad's Mini.
Yeah.
Stuff with to you.
Yep. That's it.
But
Sim
they
works.
worked. They did catch fish.
Right.
But I think don't they use a lot of that stuff in the Great Lakes too? Out
Yes,
there?
primarily. They
Yeah.
use hoochie spinners.
Yeah, hoochie spinners and
Yep.
hoochie spoons.
Almost
and
kind of look like the Wicked.
Yes.
In a way.
Yep.
It's super similar and with the big Big pro trolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I think this
we
spring.
gotta
I think
come
this.
through here.
Before we get to talk about coho, I don't think it's gonna matter. So we can put bare hooks in the water and catch them. Whatever.
Especially this year. Yeah, what are they predicting? Like 2?
Fuzz on a hook.
Yeah.
That's right. Fuzz on a hook. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, let's talk about rigging that cut plug, cutting that cut plug, and getting some of these guys dialed in, at least giving them some ideas on what they're looking for when they're maybe buying good bait.
You got any paper
And
towels?
maybe how
we got a towel right here.
how they are, what they should be looking for their plug cutters, or if they need one, or whatever they want to do.
Yep.
Yes, you're good.
That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, perfect. Nice.
Gatorade.
Smooth.
That's my mouse pad you guys are using.
Gatorade.
I go side cam.
Don't mess up. God, stop.
Look at that. Look at that.
Dude, show me your little leg.
You guys are idiots.
Should we get him on the casting couch?
Oh, boy.
You guys are
What?
idiots.
What's that? Anyways, side cam. Hurry up.
I'm gonna just.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
So
So we
we're
got green
gonna-
label herring. Let's
yeah,
start with the herring. Talk
yeah.
about good herring and what to buy.
Yeah, so when you guys are in the store looking at bait, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the bait, the eyes aren't bloodshot and there's not a bunch of blood in the packaging. Start off with good quality bait. That's important.
So unlike this stuff.
So this stuff has been frozen in my freezer since last
Do
year.
you see that? See that brown blood there?
Yeah. Don't
I mean-
don't use stuff that looks like this. This is primarily just for example because I don't want to waste a new pack.
Right.
But yeah, don't buy bait that looks like it's gross.
I mean, any port in a storm, right?
I mean, if you're
If it's all you get, if it's all you have access to and all that's available because you didn't get smart and go get your bait now, then there's your problem. But
Scales.
yeah, let's talk about some scales too.
Yep, you want to make sure that the scales are all intact and half the scales aren't ripped off and missing and
Those actually look pretty. Those actually were probably really good baits until
yeah. I mean, and honestly,
froze them and defrosted them.
I could probably throw these in a brine and fish them just fine. Would I want to? No. But would they work? Most likely.
The bait is the cheapest expenditure of your fishing trip.
It is.
You spend $100 on rods and reels and gear, all that stuff. Don't skimp on a $5 tray of herring.
Exactly.
So let's talk about this.
Yep.
What are
So
we doing here?
I always use a plug
Off
cutter.
with his head.
So a lot of guys, cut them by hand. I run a cutter. It's easy. I do a bunch of them quick. But really important thing, guys, is have a good quality sharp knife. I think having a dull knife is terrible because you're just going to hack your bait up. So have a good quality knife. And one thing I always see people do is when they cut their bait, they do a sawing motion. I really am not a fan of that because it dulls the edge, or it doesn't dull the edge, but it makes the bait
Edge of the cut bait.
it's gross. It's all jagged and nasty. So I always just do one nice cut just like that.
Oh,
And see, you guys can tell it's just
guillotine.
it's perfect.
Yeah, what he means by that, guys, is like that. See that edge right there? Like these bellies are really delicate. They actually starve these baits before they freeze them. But what happens is if you go back and forth, it rubs those edges weird. And what happens is that bait will then like flare out and it'll like open up, and it just looks like crap.
It looks crappy. And so what I always do, guys, is I always take the guts out. So just pull the guts out just like that.
Ew.
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 You use the Chinook side, huh?
I do. Well, I play around
Well,
with
he's
both,
catching
but-
Chinook. If it was coho season, he'd use the coho side.
Duckling.
Idiot.
Yeah, don't use the coho side. Never mind. Disregard.
What he's talking about there, guys, is there's a couple different angles on this cutter, as you can see, and even the ProCure cutter has a couple where they have the Chinook side and the silver side, but basically the silver side has a little more angle, a little faster spin, a little more aggressive spin, where the Chinook side is more of a swimming spin.
Exactly.
The new ProCure one has like 4 different angles.
Yeah,
it does.
it's
Oh,
wicked. I just saw that. Yeah.
I'll have to get me one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. So then the next thing, guys. So yeah, just send it.
So would you make Cameron do it all for you? God, stop.
Anyways, okay, moving on. All right, so let's talk about rigging. So you take the guts out. Do you cut the vent hole?
I do sometimes.
Do you cut the fins off?
I don't.
Sorry, I'm choking on air. Sorry. Choking literally on air.
Yes. So honestly, this last weekend, I played around with cutting the tail off, and I can tell you what, it made literally zero difference for me. I could not tell the difference in how the bait spins.
No, I read that in a book somewhere that you have to cut the tail off, or else you don't get bit.
I know Brandon
Is it a
Glass
model
does.
book?
He swears by it. But
He's never caught a springer.
no, he's terrible. He's a horrible fisherman. Totally kidding.
Everyone tell him we said that.
No, totally kidding. So next,
Good
guys.
stuff.
So there's the high side of the bait and the low side. don't know if you can see it there. You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. So guys, all right. So we have the high side.
Long side, short side. Long side, short side. So let's talk about this
Yeah.
because this will confuse. So if you're facing down, see how this silver part is shorter? Then if you flip it over, the longer side, short side, long side. Okay, go.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So I always take my trailer hook and I go straight through
The short side.
the short side, just like this. And one thing you guys want to make sure, and when you wiggle this through, be really gentle. You don't want to blow it out. Just like that. So, right through the short side. And then what I like to do is, if you can see here, I'll take it and I'll run it straight through the backbone, just like so.
Now, do you have a preference on which side of the backbone you run?
So I try and go from the long side to the short side.
Long
across.
side
Yes.
to the short side. So it's kind of going, it's kind of wrapping like
Exactly.
up underneath the backbone.
That's correct. And, you know, put it in the water, and 99% of the time it spins like a top. And if it doesn't spin good, do it again. You know, it's like
With a
you
different
said.
bait?
Exactly.
Sometimes
So-
I notice baits don't spin until you give them a little bit of a pull through the
Right.
water to get them like pushed back onto the hook.
Right. You know, and like you said, bait is the cheapest expenditure on these, you know, on these trips. So if your bait doesn't spin good, cut it off and put a new one on.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know,
Well,
having
let's also be honest. I mean, you're good, Clint. What?
Show where the hook's coming out the top of that bait.
Oh, okay,
Like,
yeah, sorry.
where do you like to have it? Right
So-
near the front or way deep?
I like to have it just like this. I don't want that hook buried super deep because I think it gives it a wonky roll. So I think having it
You
shallow
got
enough.
a little more than a quarter inch back from the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So-
if you go too deep, it gets it that helicopter. I think
Yeah,
starts to
it starts to
pivot
like
on that.
it like the pendulum.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
There you go. That's a good shot of that, guys. It's kind of blurry.
All right, sorry, that's it.
Yeah, and let's talk about that too, because like spring Chinook fishing, especially on the Columbia, especially when the water's up, they are super bitey. Like you will go 5 hours and not see a fish caught,
Right.
and then a little tide change, a little like water change, and they will bite for 30 minutes, and then they're not biting anymore.
Right.
And you've missed your opportunity too. So if that's the pass that you made with your crappy bait,
Yeah.
I mean they can be really stubborn.
Big time.
Truth be told, I hate springers out of every freaking fish we catch.
It's yeah. I always say it's a love-hate relationship. I love it when it's good and I hate it when it's bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also like one of those things too, where you show up one day, make 4 passes, kill 6,
Yeah.
and then show up the next day and have 150 boats all stare at each other because no one's catching crap.
Yeah.
And you're like, where'd they go? And you see them down there, and they just want to be jerks.
It can be finicky. But that's why, going back to having good bait, having good tuned plugs, adapting to water conditions, things like that can really help change a day around.
Making those moves on the water, on the variables too, and understanding like I said, it's a quality fishery, not a quantity fishery. So understanding that, okay, the tides, you might be catching them out 35, 40 feet of water, and the whole fleet might be out there taking laps on that. Tide speeds up. All of a sudden, no one's catching them. Well, don't just, if you see a 50, 60, 70 boats all fishing in one spot and no one's catching them,
Guess what?
don't join them.
Don't follow that line.
Get on the outside of them or get on the inside of them. Do
Right.
something just a little bit different. 'Cause a lot of times as that current will push, those fish will like travel in and find that least resistance.
Exactly.
If the water is clear and things are going good, a lot of pressure's on, that fish might bump out. Get yourself in front of them. More than
Exactly.
anything.
And also,
spacing on the hooks.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
so spaced on the hooks, I run about 4 fingers ish, and that'll depend on the bait size too.
See, there's 3-ish on the bottom there.
Yeah, roughly
Three of mine.
something like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of it depends on the size of bait too. When running those oranges, 3-inch. So something like that. I like that.
Marlin says 3-inch, everybody. So there you go.
I like it being back there near the tail.
Cool.
Something
Near
like
the
that.
near the tail, not past the tail.
Well, somewhere near it. The first couple years I springer fish, I got super picky about all my spacing and everything had to be within a quarter inch of everything else. And the more and more I fished,
It's a lot.
as long as it's close, I don't really care.
The more I fish, you realize they're wild animals and they don't all bite the same.
Exactly. So I don't spend as much time measuring all my stuff out to an exact tee because if it's close, I'm not worried about it.
You have those days where you go 6 for 6, and then those days you go 1 for 10.
Exactly. So I'm not too worried about my hook spacing being, perfect.
Hopefully, you just don't grab the rod soon enough and just let them gut shock themselves.
Exactly. Choke on both of them.
Choke on it. Y'all are so fun to watch. Every video make I learn something new. I'm sure a lot of us addicts do. Eat a sardine. Well, we don't have any sardine here, so
I do like
Not this
pickled.
time.
I like
Not
the
this
canned
time.
herring and the
Thank you.
sardines.
Yeah.
You know,
the
you
one
know, you get that like a tomato basil canned herring and stuff. With some crackers.
I have not.
that's a hard no.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I don't eat bait. I'm just kidding.
You know,
No.
it's good.
Costco with no
Why
It's really
not
good.
fish?
I want to go do a smelt catch and cook too.
Yeah.
Those-
Dude,
I've
I-
always wanted to eat them. They look delicious.
I
Why
ate
didn't
some.
you go smell them yesterday?
It was working.
I can tell you what.
That was
I
down at the
Big.
coast.
Oh, that's right. You're.
I would have
Why
loved
don't
to,
you
though.
use a slip rig? Slip mooching rig. Slip rigs.
don't know. I just never have, I guess. And I don't want my hooks moving.
I don't like the idea of both those hooks going down on each other.
Yeah.
And it
And-
seems to me.
Yeah.
God.
Why are you guys giggling like little schoolgirls in here or what? Clint, I did not. No, the first sticker came from Clint. He's all.
Oh yeah, throw me under the bus. I'm just over here producing minding my own business.
I laughed because he snickered. I
Anyways.
was like, really? Oh boy. Hey-o.
I mean, I don't like my two hooks sword fighting while they're down there.
Yeah. Neither do I. Neither do I.
'Cause I feel like once
We'll see
that
you
one
next
does
week.
slide all the way to one, it's moving in
Exactly.
general,
Well,
and then
and-
two, it starts to like work against each other. And those
Exactly.
two,
Well,
those
and
two
not to mention,
shanks.
it's gonna start fraying the line.
Eric just fucking talking about Springer.
You guys are over here.
It's hot. in
I
here.
was laughing at everyone's reaction. I don't like slip rigs because I hate when they frickin' slide.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, these tray baits that we fish, they're very consistent baits. Now,
Yes.
if I'm getting fresh anchovy or fresh herring at the coast, and some are this big, and some are this big, and some are this, like,
Right.
sometimes I'll run some slip rigs, but like this is they're all within a half inch, an inch
exactly.
of each other.
Yep, they are.
You don't generally have to run a lot of slips, and then the thing about slips is eventually too they like wear your leaders and wear your lines, and they take longer to tie, and we're
They do.
tying hundreds of leaders.
Exactly.
That's why.
So
But some guys do and do really well. with them, So
yeah, I don't know. I've always ran fixed and I've always caught fish on them, and I've never had an issue. So I just stick with what I know.
Did you show how to rig a hole?
no gosh.
Oh, we have not shown how to do a
Ooh,
hole yet.
let's do a rig. Let's do a whole rig, and then let's talk about while you're getting that ready. Let's have blue or green dye, Mr. Swanson. Tell the
So-
truth. Tell the truth.
Chartreuse.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of chartreuse baits.
All of them. Every rod.
No, I'll run half and half.
Half and half.
I'll run some like UV blue and then some chartreuse. But I can tell you what, if I was gonna have one rod out there fishing one color bait in the spring, it would be chartreuse.
You would.
I think so.
You give it the 51 out of the 49.
I would.
Okay.
I would. What about yourself?
I'm a natural guy, but
Yeah. I mean, I think.
I've caught plenty on chartreuse.
Yeah. I mean, I also think when you're out there and there's 50, 60 other boats in the same troll and everybody's kind of running
Well, now
the same
there's 50
shit.
or 60 boats running chartreuse.
Yeah.
Because
Yellow.
you said that.
Well, okay.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow. No.
Jeez, I said yellow to fish fray over there, and he just about lost his shit on me.
Really?
He's like, yellow. He's like, we call that chartreuse over here. I'm like,
And Cameron's like, damn it.
I'm like, okay, I get it.
I get
No.
it.
Yeah, he like smoked me. I know, he like smoked me. He's like,
Really?
chartreuse is more like a yellow, bright neon green. I'm like,
Was that on camera?
I don't know. Sean probably got it. But he like chastised me. I'm like, okay,
Really?
dude, I get it.
You're like, all right, fair
I
enough.
felt this
You,
big.
you cut them before you brine them?
I
Oh, we were
don't.
talking about spawn sack. That's what it was, the spawn sack colors.
I do not cut my baits before I brine them. What about you?
I do not cut my baits before I burn.
So I think when you cut them before you brine them, you have them in the bag with the brine and they get rolled around. I think it rolls the edges around, and I don't think you have as nice of a crisp, clean.
For me, it's like I switch a lot throughout the day between whole bodies and cuts. And if
Yeah.
I go through and I cut all my baits, well, then it's really hard to attach the head back to the bait to make a whole body.
Sure is.
We could just
Yes.
switch the head.
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
Yes.
That only works in the ocean.
Yeah. How many springers have you caught when you go to fillet them and then you gut them and they have? and they have-
Drop a couple of heads down.
Dude, I swear to God, the first guy that bobber dogs just like out in the Columbia in 20 feet with a 25-foot lead
Yep.
and a freaking couple of herring heads, I
Yep.
bet they catch fish. There ain't a freaking springer you catch in that freaking Columbia with all those boats running around. I mean, think about
Your
last
guts are
year.
full
Think
of
about
heads.
think about 2 years ago. The boundary line, right? We were fishing the boundary line.
Yeah.
Was everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't like those fish swam through 60 river miles
Right.
of fishermen throwing bait in the water.
Right.
We were only fishing the boundary line. We were only throwing the heads in.
Yep.
You would catch springers that had literally swam 200 yards past the boundary line, and they'd have like 8 heads and 2 freaking discarded bodies in them.
Yep.
And you're like, what the hell? This fish just swam. I mean, yeah, I understand the heads probably drift a little bit down the boundary line, past the boundary line, but those fish were just sitting there just like, oh shit, there's some chum. Bop, 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 bop.
Eating them all.
I mean, and dude, it was like every single freaking one of them.
Yep. It was a good biter. That's what we
I'm telling
call
you,
it.
first guy who bobber dog's head down the
Stick
Columbia,
lead.
just stick lead. Just dragging.
Feeling that we're
Dude, if it gets good, we have to try that. Like,
That would
we
be fun.
just one day, just say, screw it. We're gonna drag herring heads down the Columbia. I bet it'll work.
Guaranteed.
Sure, springers are bitey.
They are. I agree.
Whole body
I like
herring.
it. Whole body. Yeah.
Whole body.
Rate it.
So what I do, so you guys can see how the herring mouth opens up, and you can see where, the two like mouth plates come together right here. So what I do is I take my top hook. So I can. I'm just
He's not trying to be serious.
Hold on. Let's show you.
okay. So I pinch the two mouth plates together, just like so. Pinch
So
them
you go
together.
like through like the jawbones essentially.
Yeah, go right through the jawbone so it keeps the mouth shut so it doesn't flare open. And then I flip my hook. And then I go as far back in the gill plate as I can. Just like that. And that gives that head just enough of a twist. And then have your trailer. And that gives your bait just enough.
Hold it up, Cam.
Yeah, push that hook through.
Yeah.
Or is that what you do?
No, I push it
Yeah,
down.
you gotta push it. Yeah. I want to show people that little little where the head's kicked over.
Oh, I'm screwing it up.
Now you would probably have a little bigger hook gapping for
Yes,
the whole body rigs. but
exactly.
Just you get the idea though.
Yep, exactly. So run it just like that. And that,
You
Oh,
got it.
sorry.
right. So that, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell because it's not much of a bend. But when
I
you,
actually rig mine a little different. But
when you,
I actually like put the hook in the body.
oh, and bend it?
Just
Okay,
the
like an
cap.
like an anchovy.
Just like an anchovy.
Okay, yeah, that works too. This is how I was taught to do it, and
Oh, I never
this
thought of this.
this thing spins like a freaking arrow in the water. I mean, it's amazing. Just enough of that head,
Cam.
Oh, sorry guys.
All you're getting is tail.
just like that.
Yeah, kind of hold it like that on the cardboard so you can see. Let me see that.
Yeah, and again, guys, his hook's gonna be a lot farther back than that. That's for a cut.
Yeah.
hook.
Yeah.
And so since it's gonna be pulling on it,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm holding it straight up and down through the water, you can see where it's kicked over there.
Yeah, it just
It's
enough
gonna
of a
just-
bend. It drill bit spins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you can also do like Marlon, like you said, pin this back hook in the bait and then put
Yeah.
a bend in it and do right through the jaw or something.
Yeah.
You want to show them how to do that?
Yep. No, I don't.
Ugh.
You got dirty hands. Go ahead and show that. I don't want to touch that stinky bait.
It's pretty stinky.
Yeah, this stuff is gross.
I don't want to get my bandage all stinky. I got a story for you guys.
He's like,
Man, disgusting.
Ugh. All right, you wanna
Oh,
go to the
ET phone home.
thank you, Father and Son Outdoors, just supporting the channel. My son and I love watching your videos together. Well, thank you very much for the super chat. Hopefully, catch a big springer. If there's springers around, we got. Okay.
Alrighty, guys. So I kind of take my bait and pin this back hook.
You're kind of guessing, and it's going to take
I'm-
a little bit to guess and learn kind of where the tolerance is.
Yeah.
For that.
So Kinda-
Or you just do it long and you can wrap it around the hook.
yeah,
You
So
know,
just-
if your gap is long, then you can.
so just pin it. Then bring it, go right through the bottom of the jaw, and close that mouth, and then you have a bait
There you
that's
go.
bent like a banana. That works too.
And since it's bait and got that curvature to it, guys, it's just
Yeah.
going to that's
Yeah.
going to rip too.
Just like that. Perfect. So I play around with both ways. Honestly, the way I showed prior to this is my favorite way to run. I get much better spin.
What's that now?
What's that?
Nothing.
So that's how to do both ways. So this is how you do it then when you run them?
I run them a lot like that, yeah.
Yep. Yep, and there's
Except they're
I
not.
just put like a slight bend in mine, like just.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, but the
But
thing about the
again, you don't have
bend,
right spacing on your hooks.
right, exactly.
the thing about the bend too is like if you're just like dogging during the slack tide, or if you're like burning down the stream because
Yeah.
the current's pushing you, you can really learn to like adjust that bend,
Right.
just like you would like an anchovy at buoy 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you really want to get creative, there might be a third hook hanging back there.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just gonna say. When I do plan on running holes, I do run 3 hooks.
Yeah, 3 hook ring. Yeah.
I'll do like a 3/0, 3/0, 2/0, or some combination like that, just so your hooks don't weigh too much.
Yeah.
So that's how you do that setup.
If you put it back in the water, I think it'd swim off. Probably not.
Pretty dead.
Well,
can
what
you make a
else?
super bait up, Jim Gustafson? I think what we'll do is we'll wait for that next week. We are talking, Ooh, well, we're gonna talk plunking next week. I already promised everybody.
Yeah.
but we can still rig a super bait for plucking.
That's right.
For that.
Someone who likes plunking.
Maybe GT or something.
We'll figure it out. But we're gonna talk.
Regardless, Marlon's still got one more hat and sticker here for us.
That's right.
We gotta draw the calm winner.
We're gonna draw the cog winner too. Ooh, we gotta
so
think of
do
something
2
cool.
or just leave this? Let's do Kong.
We'll just save that.
Okay, we'll save this one, guys.
We're gonna do a talk.
And Braden Dahl, thank you for your letter, buddy. We got your awesome picture here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Awesome
And you know what's
supporter,
crazy
10
about
years
that letter?
old.
Huge shout out to Braden because he actually gave me some good ideas in that letter. He
Yeah.
said, "Have you ever thought about doing this?"
No
and
kidding.
I went, "Oh my god, that's a good idea."
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So huge
Perfect.
shout out to Braden. Appreciate it.
Very cool.
And I'm gonna take some of your ideas. Thanks for
That's neat.
Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it.
All right, Clint, are we randomizing?
No, let's get them commenting something for the comms.
Okay.
Yeah, how should that be
Let's
there,
get some
Chief?
comments going in and then-
Yeah, how many people we got watching real fast? It is hot in here.
Yeah.
Should we ask them what their favorite color of Kong cooler is? That way they have to kind of go to the website.
Just ask them if they have one or if they don't. 'Cause there's a lot of people that didn't have one. Or did have one.
Have you heard of or do you own a Kong cooler? So if you say yes, say which one you have and how much you like it. And if you say no, then just say no. What was that, 20 bucks? 20 bucks, 20 bucks.
Hey guys, I'm in Hermiston, Oregon, but I'm wheelchair bound. Would you guys take me and my sons only if you can take me out in my wheelchair? I'm a mom, grown sons. There's a lot of guides and a lot of people. We got a lot of boats. There's a lot of people that can accommodate that, Maggie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most
Don't let that.
definitely.
Yeah, don't let that
Yeah.
slow you down.
Or we'll get some like strong guys.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah,
We'll get you in there.
it happens
Isn't
all,
that what
happens
Todd
all the time.
specializes in?
Yeah, he has a wheelchair access thing.
Colin Logan.
Todd Logan does, but he's on the Rogue River.
Idiot!
He's down.
Oh!
He's
You
down
know
in
by
Southern
now,
Oregon,
but
out of
he
White
does.
City, White City, Oregon.
Yeah.
But there is there wheelchair accessible ramps in?
Norfolk and Halen.
I know.
No,
the
I
one-
mean for the boat.
the only
The
one that,
the little like.
so the one in
hydraulic.
the one in Vancouver. There's a ramp that has a wheelchair loading spot
Right.
before you back
Lowers it
down
down
the
in
boat.
there.
Couple
Cool. Wow.
Columbia guides
Yeah,
that
that's what
specialize
that
in
is.
that as well.
Yeah.
They're out there.
What's the guy with the?
I've come to think of it. I've actually had 2 guys in my boat that we've
I've
picked
done
out of the
it
wheelchair and brought in.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's you just
A lot of big boats out there that can definitely accommodate.
Yeah.
For sure.
exactly.
Especially right here.
You just need to. I think you just need an extra set of hands to help out.
And a ratchet strap.
For sure.
And a ratchet strap. All right, moving on.
Tiny hearing. Hold on. Oh, Kong. It's the best thing ever. Someday. 1970. Crab cooler. You need the 110 for crab. Oh, no, I do not. People are answering the Kong question. Almost 700 of you guys watching live. Come on. Lots of no's, lots of yeses. I wish.
Someone lucky sucker's gonna win.
Just
right
bought
now.
a 20 liter 30 minutes ago. Got
Watch the
11
rain.
Oh,
Randomizer.
nice. Thank you, buddy.
Watch. The randomizer's gonna pick someone who already owns one.
Hey guys, big fans. Washington Fishers posted a video on my phone of some steelhead. New one coming soon with camera, GoPro, drone, and whatnot. Very cool. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Could you build a ramp that comes out of the boat after it gets in? No Kong. I couldn't go far because of my wheelchair and how sick I am. I love your channel. I want to book a trip. How can I call you guys? You can message us anyway. I mean, Google, honestly, Google. Just Google Eric Swanson, Jordan, myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
not hard to find us. Yeah, but don't let it limit you.
Yeah,
we will help you out.
No, absolutely. Let's see here. Trolling direction with tide.
Yeah, totally.
You want to answer that question while people are chiming in
Yeah.
here?
So I always troll. I always troll with the tide. Cover ground. I think that's important in springer fishing is, putting the miles on the kicker, and I think covering water going with the currents. Kind of my preference. What about you?
I troll with the tide to a point. I mean, when things are. But
right. I'm not going to sit there and nose into an outgoing tide.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that.
What about back trolling outgoing?
Well, back trolling is a different story. Yes.
But then it's like not really tide. It's like you're fishing a high, muddy, rushing river.
Well, so one kind of a funny story. So 2017 or 18, when we were down there where we, spend the majority of our time, that's the day that the water came up like 5 feet. You were back trolling. I didn't have any of that gear with me. So what I did is I just slowly forward trolled, and I ended up killing 3 fish. Well, everybody else was burning downstream.
Yeah.
So that's really the only time I'll turn around and go into it is if it's really cooking and it's my only option.
It seems like if I'm trolling with the tide, like it doesn't work kind of in all situations, but it seems like if I'm trolling faster than about 3.5, 3.6,
yeah,
I'm booking it and I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
other options to either go like inside line, like inside the current river bends where I can get out of the current,
behind a wing dam or something.
start seeking out those other areas after about 3 months. That's what it seems
Yeah,
like.
dude, 3. Yeah, after that you're just burning too fast.
You're cruising.
Yeah.
Let's see here. No green level herring headed by blue. How should I adjust with a larger herring? A little bit bigger hook and a little bit bigger gap. And probably, JP, what I'd do is I'd tie a few leaders and give yourself a couple tests. Fill up the bathtub, run it through there. No, I'm just kidding. But I would test that a little bit. Don't tie 100 liters yet without playing with that if you're forced to kind of get outside your normal comfort zone.
One thing you can do with the blue too is you can cut it back a little bit further than where you normally do with a green, and that way it makes the presentation a little smaller. So
good idea.
Just cutting it further back and eliminate some of the largeness.
Very good.
Garlic for springers do not work.
Garlic for springers does not work. So chartreuse garlic, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, chartreuse garlic.
Jordan looks drunk. It'll look badass. Me too.
All right, I think we need to pick a winner for the Kong, and I need to go home and get ready to go fishing tomorrow.
Yeah, I got an early morning ahead of me too.
Why are you getting up early? What time is tide tomorrow?
Oh, I'm gonna fish the channel, so I'm gonna fish. Yeah, I'm gonna fish the Willamette, so I'm not too worried about the tide.
Are you gonna clean all those up?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm
I
not.
need Cameron.
No, I'm not. That's Clint's job.
Look at me, guys. I'm so cool.
Wow. And Marlin blowing up at nothing again. Look at me. Shocker. Triggered squirrel. Triggered squirrel's mad. Looking like the sea lion run is going to be the bigger than the salmon run for the masses I've seen on the river. Never seen so many. Yeah, that's another. What do you do about sea lions?
Try and fish where they're not. But if you have to, don't stand up and wave your net around and hoot and holler. But I, when I was out there on Saturday and Sunday, I saw there was mass schools of sea lions moving upriver. I'm talking like 50 to 100 in a pod, and several of them. I mean, they're everywhere. Yeah, it's ugly.
I remember a couple years ago, they'd get so fat they would be laying on the surface, and you'd hook a springer by them, but they wouldn't even care because they were they're eating smelt. But that didn't last long.
So many of them. Yeah.
Those are the more delicious ones.
The sea lions or the smell?
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay. Let's pick a winner. Let's pick a winner.
All right, hang on.
Winner's coming. Winner's coming. Who's winning the Kong? And then we're signing out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any days open?
I have 2 days left open for the Columbia. I think I've Monday the 22nd, and then I have the following Thursday. So if you guys want to get out and springer fish with me, just go to my website, Eric Swanson Outdoors, and there's a little book a trip tab. Send it right to my phone, and then I'll get in touch with you. So if you guys want to get out and springer fish with me, I have a couple days open. So.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Oh, hang on. And then, there we go.
Anthony B.
Anthony B. has won the Kong Cooler. It says Kong Coolers rock.
Yes. Nice.
They do. They do. Anthony B., congratulations. Send us your name and address to orders. Or is that where they're sending it, Marlon?
Yeah, just
send it to us, and then okay. Yeah, so Anthony, congratulations. Send us your name and address to orders@addicted.fishing, and we'll get you out your new call, man. Congratulations. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't pump this or tell them about this.
Oh, and then, yeah, and for those that didn't win, unfortunately, we couldn't give away 1,000 coolers tonight. So there's a 15% off concoolers.com. Use addicted code ADXLive. Is that all caps?
I don't think it matters, but it is. Yeah.
Try it all caps. Cool.
ADX Live.
Yep. Awesome, guys.
Cool.
Man, that's it. We got a lot to digest tonight, a lot of strategy. Thank you so much for coming in, as always.
Thank you guys for having me. Cool.
I'm sure we'll be talking soon. What's
We're
that?
gonna ask. Any of you have open spots?
We literally
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
did that, and you gave 2 days and told people where to go. Clint.
Oh, I don't listen to you
I'm
guys.
glad you were producing this show.
Your mess.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Cool.
We'll see you next time, guys. We're out of here.
See ya.